день, шановні учні! Сьогодні ми з вами розглянемо тему «Культура. Національні парки України». Урок підготувала вчителька англійської мови Одеського ліцею номер 3 Степанова Анастасія Валеріївна. Culture National Parks of Ukraine. Ми будемо з вами працювати з підручником англійської мови для 7 класу Prepare, автори Джоанна Коста та Мелані Вільямс на сторінках 18 та 19. На цьому уроці ми з вами будемо працювати над вмінням висловлювати свою думку. Будемо тренуватись вдумливо читати та розуміти текст про Національні парки України. Будемо тренувати мовленнєві здібності, вивчимо нову лексику і будемо тренувати сприйняття тексту на слух. And before we will start our lesson, I want you to write down the new words into your vocabularies. To boast – хвалитися. Heritage – спадщина. To regard – розглядати. Wetlands – водно-болотні угіддя. Badge – барсук. Otter – видра. To observe – спостерігати. Impaired people – люди з обмеженими можливостями. Accessible – доступний. And now let's read the fact file about national parks. The world's oldest national park is Yellowstone National Park in the USA, founded in 1872. The oldest Ukrainian national park is Carpathian National Nature Park, established in 1980. There are 54 national parks in Ukraine nowadays. The most famous one is Askanyanova Biosphere Reserve. Ukraine has a great diversity of national landscapes and wildlife for seeing. In Ukraine develops ecotourism. The Carpathian National Nature Park is Ukraine's oldest national park and one of its largest. The Carpathian region is home to over 50 rare plant communities and about 150 plant and animal species that are listed in the Red Book of Ukraine. This area boasts the largest number of endemic and relict species of flora and fauna in the Carpathians, as well as the largest remaining stands of Scots pine, cedar pine, and others. The Carpathian National Nature Park is known for its rich ethnic and cultural Hutzul heritage, which includes remarkable sacred artworks, customs, and traditions. As a result, it has become one of the most popular tourist destinations in Ukraine, particularly for green tourism. It is regarded as the most successful site for the development of this type of tourism in the country. The total area protected by national parks is around 11,116 kilometers, with an average of 226.85 kilometers, but a median of only 14,836 hectares, 148.36 kilometers in Zalicia. The largest national park is Upper Pobuzhye. You can see it on the left picture, which is in Khmelnytsky Oblast, with more than 1,000 kilometers of protected area, while the smallest park is the Dorman Ostok National Nature Park. You can see it on the right picture, making up an area of 55 kilometers. This category of the Nature Conservation Fund was created mainly after 1991, and there were very few parks in Ukraine. Many of its parks are concentrated in the west, closer to Romania and Poland. Шановне панство, ми з вами тільки що ознайомились з деякою інформацією про Національні парки України. А зараз давайте з вами зробимо вправу. Для того, щоб прочитати текст та обрати правильну відповідь, ви можете ставити відео на паузу. And now, let's match the text from 1 to 5 with the photos from A to E. First, Podilsky Tovtry is a national park located in the Podylia region, in western Ukraine. The park covers an area of 17,000 hectares and includes nature reserves and protected areas. This is the largest park in Ukraine and one of the largest in Europe. This park is located along the bank of the Dniester River. The park has various different ecosystems, including wetlands, grasslands, and forests. The park is one of the 7 nature wonders of Ukraine. Please choose your answer. Second, the National Park Podilsky Tovtry is home to a wide variety of wildlife, including roe deer, wild boars, wolves, wildcats, red foxes, badgers, otters, and others. A lot of local caves have become a cozy home for 14 kinds of bats. In addition, in this national park, you can find 65 animal species and 60 types of plants from the Red Book of Ukraine. And now, choose your variant, please. Third, Podilsky Tovtry is a great place to visit if you love observing nature and having fun. You can go hiking, bike riding, or bird watching. You can even try a hot air balloon ride. There is an educational center that teaches people about the animals and the environment in the park. Please choose your answer. Fourth, Podilsky Tovtry region is known as the possible birthplace of the Ukrainian language. This area is also famous for its ancient churches and monasteries. There are more than 300 archaeological sites and historical objects, but the most popular tourist location is Atlantis Cave. This natural wonder is full of fantastic stalactites and stalagmites. There is also an underground river that used to be part of the Dnieper River. It is a really special and magical place that is worth seeing. Dear friends, please choose your answer. Fifth, this national park offers a variety of activities for mobility impaired people. The park provides accessible trails, viewing platforms, as well as wheelchair-accessible restrooms and shelters. The park also has several interactive exhibits that are interesting to visitors of all ages and abilities. So friends, that was the last part of the exercise, so choose your answer please. А зараз ви можете подивитись на відповіді, які відносяться до першої вправи. Як ви можете побачити, до першого тексту підходить картинка C, до другого тексту підходить картинка B, до третього A, до четвертого тексту підходить картинка D, і до п'ятого підходить картинка E. And now you have to say, are these sentences right or wrong? First sentence. Podilsky Top Tree is the largest park in Europe. Remember the text and give the answer. Second. A lot of different animals live in the park. Is it right or wrong? Third sentence. This national park is a great place for spending time activity. Is it right or wrong? Fourth. You can learn about the environment there. Is it true or false? Fifth. You can't find ancient churches there. Is it true? Sixth. Atlantis Cave is the only tourist attraction in this region. Is it right or wrong? Tell. Seventh. This is also an underground waterfall in Atlantis Cave. Is it right or wrong? Think about it. And the last one sentence, eighth. There are many activities for people with special needs. Is it right or wrong? So now you can see the answers. You can see that the first sentence is wrong. The right sentence is the Podilsky Top Tree is one of the largest in Europe. The second, third, and fourth sentences are right. The fifth sentence was wrong. And the right sentence is, this area is also famous for its ancient churches and monasteries. Sixth and eighth sentences are right. And the seventh sentence was wrong. The right sentence is, there is also an underground river that used to be part of the Dnieper River. А зараз давайте трошечки відпочинемо і зробимо гімнастику для очей. Подивіться, будь ласка, ролик і повторіть вправи, які ви побачите. So we have rested a little and let's continue our lesson. So on the next task you should find words in the text that match their definitions. And the first definition is a place with a lot of water, also called a swamp. Now friends, look through the first paragraph and try to find out which word matches to this definition. The second definition, something that makes you feel surprised. Look through the first paragraph and try to find out which word matches to this definition. The third definition, all living organisms not domesticated by human. Look through the second paragraph and try to find out which word is it. The fourth definition, the natural in which animals, plants, and wildlife live. Look through the third paragraph and try to figure out which word fits this definition. Fifth definition: a natural underground space. Look through the fourth paragraph and try to find this word, please. And the last one definition is can be reached or entered. So look through the fifth paragraph and try to figure out which word fits this definition. And now you can see that to the first definition, a place with a lot of water, also called a swamp, fits wetlands. The second definition, something that makes you feel surprised, fits a wonder. To all living organism not domesticated by human, fits wildlife. To the natural in which animals, plants, and wildlife live, fits environment. A natural underground space matches cave. And the last one definition, can be reached or entered, matches accessible. So let's summarize this information. We can conclude that national parks are very important places for preserving nature, because if we don't defend it all, sooner or later it will disappear. And your next task is to listen to the text and complete the information.
Track 17. Today there are 2 walks you can join. The first one takes you up to Mount Washburn. The group leaves at 10 a.m. from the hotel entrance, and we take you to the start of the walk by bus. It's a 2-hour walk to the top, where we have lunch. We take sandwiches, fruit, and cold drinks for you. It can be windy, so take a light jacket. Oh, and don't forget your camera. There are amazing views of the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone and the Teton Mountains in the distance. You can also see wild sheep and maybe foxes on the hills. We should be back in the hotel at 4 o'clock, when you can have a rest, before joining everyone in the meeting room at 5 to watch a film about the geography of the area. This describes the volcanic rock formations and geysers. Our second option is to visit the Mystic Falls area. The bus leaves at 9 a.m. and takes about an hour to the start of the walk at 10. The first part of the route goes through forest to the camping area where we cook lunch. The hotel kitchen provides hamburgers and chicken for this. We will then go through more open fields where there are many fine examples of wildflowers. Take a notebook so the guide can help you draw some of the beautiful plants in this area. Then we visit Biscuit Basin, which is full of geysers and hot water pools. And finally, we go on to the Mystic Falls, where you can see the 25-meter waterfall. There are also lots of animals to observe, especially the bison that are typical in Yellowstone Park. You get back to the hotel about 6 p.m. and there is a meeting at 6:30 for everyone to share their pictures. So, please let me know which trip you would like to do.
And here you can find the answers. А зараз ви можете відмітити для себе, чому ви навчились впродовж цього уроку. I can read the text and understand it. I can read the information and talk about national parks of Ukraine. I can listen and understand the text. And your home task is to make a project. You should research another national park in Ukraine. Use the internet or books to find out where it is, what the landscape is like, what animals and plants are there, what the climate is like, why it is a national park. You can add photos and present your information to the class. Here is the example of the project you should do.